For many decades, corporations held the cards. If you wanted a product, you went to the local store and bought whatever they happened to have on the shelf. Today, a quick internet search yields 100 variations of that exact same product, complete with pricing history and thousands of user reviews. The market power has shifted entirely from the seller to the buyer. With zero friction, buyers can and will pivot to a competitor the exact second they encounter a poor user experience or a better price. Historically, a company measured its worth by looking inward. Executives valued their product portfolios, the physical inventory sitting in warehouses, and the heavy machinery used to build it. Successful modern enterprises manage portfolios of customers. In this model, human loyalty operates as a quantifiable, tradable asset class. Strategic Customer Relationship Management, or CRM, operates as a financial philosophy built on the concept of dual value creation. Dual value creation is a precise balancing act. It means designing interactions that generate tangible utility and happiness for the buyer, while simultaneously extracting long-term profit for the organization. But happiness and loyalty are abstract psychological states. How does a chief financial officer put a hard dollar value on a feeling? They use a metric known as customer equity, the total discounted lifetime value of a company's current and potential clients. It treats every individual buyer as a mini profit center, generating predictable cash flow over their entire relationship. To increase the total valuation of the company, leadership teams must master the 3 specific drivers that build this equity. The customer equity model uses 3 driving forces to calculate customer lifetime value, or CLV, the total expected profit from a customer over their relationship. The first driver is value equity, the buyer's objective assessment of price versus quality and convenience. Strong value equity is the minimum requirement. If a product is overpriced and low quality, no one buys. But a good deal rarely guarantees repeat business. That requires brand equity, the customer's emotional assessment, driven by your market positioning, corporate ethics, and name recognition. Historically, companies operating in business-to-consumer markets have spent billions on affective advertising, marketing designed entirely to elicit a strong emotional reaction, specifically to increase this metric. If 2 competing items sit on a shelf with the exact same price and quality, the logical value equity is equal. The buyer defaults to the item with the higher brand equity because it aligns with their personal identity or feels more familiar. The final driver is relationship or retention equity. This measures how the customer assesses their ongoing interactions and behavioral bond with the business after the initial purchase is complete. Companies actively engineer this bond through structured loyalty programs, exclusive user groups, and personalized customer service that makes the buyer feel recognized as an individual. Relationship equity is the ultimate defense mechanism against competitors trying to undercut you on price. It locks the customer into an ecosystem where leaving creates friction and a loss of accrued status. By building strong relationship equity, a business transforms an isolated purchase into a repeating habit, securing a long-term stream of future revenue. Managing these 3 drivers manually works for a local bakery, but scaling it requires technology. Electronic CRM or eCRM systems act as software engines that track and optimize these drivers across millions of users. eCRM refers to the digital systems and software used to automate and manage customer interactions through data analytics. This chart shows customer success metrics. These are the vital signs that eCRM dashboards use to quantify the overall health and profitability of a company's customer portfolio. Systems extract specific data points to fill in these categories. They use the Net Promoter Score, which is a metric that measures a customer's likelihood to recommend a brand to others, to track brand equity. They use the Customer Satisfaction Score, or CSAT, a numerical index that represents how well an interaction met a customer's expectations, to measure relationship equity. By aggregating these scores, eCRM dashboards remove the guesswork from marketing and service. They take subjective human feelings and translate them into predictable financial forecasts that investors can use to track a company's performance. In business-to-business markets, building customer equity requires tracking granular, transactional data across long sales cycles where buyers are focused on bottom-line utility. In business-to-consumer markets, companies must cut through immense daily noise. They achieve this by deploying high-impact emotional advertising to build brand awareness and then capturing repeat business through simple retention loops like a fast food loyalty app. Regardless of the industry, the underlying mechanics remain identical. Every promotional email you receive, every loyalty point you earn, and every targeted ad you see is a calculated move mapped out on a corporate CRM strategy. Modern enterprises meticulously engineer value, brand, and relationship equity to transform a one-time buyer into a lifelong, compounding corporate asset.